Did you know most people set up their chessboard wrong, even in movies? This is Sweet Tea Jordan from the chesswebsite.com. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to do a proper chessboard setup, correct board orientation, where every piece goes, common mistakes to avoid, an easy way to remember the layout, all in just a few minutes. First things first, what is a chessboard? A chessboard is, as it sounds like a board, but it's made up of 8 rows and 8 columns alternating between white and black squares. We're going to set up the board as if we're playing as white. So in this position, make sure the bottom right square is white. This is known as white on the right. Each square has its own name, so a letter and number associated with it. On the bottom left is A1 if you're playing as white, top left is A8, top right is H8, and that bottom white square that we talked about is going to be H1. To get more tips like this and level up your chess game, don't forget to subscribe to the chesswebsite.com, turn on notifications, and maybe while you're down there, leave a comment. Now that we have our board in the right position, we're going to start getting these pieces on the board, starting with the queens. So the queen gets her own color on the back row of the game. So in this position, white is on D1 with their queen, black is on D8 with their queen. They will always be staring across from each other on the board. Now that we have our queen on the board, let's start adding her some friends to join her. We're going to have rooks on A1, knights on B1, bishops on C1, and it's also going to be the same on the other side. So rooks on H1, knights on G1, bishops on F1, and we're going to have a row of pawns in front of them. And then finally, we're going to take our king, put him on E1. Good way to remember positioning for here, especially for the rooks, knights, and bishops, is brave knights ready to protect. So brave, you have bishops as brave. Knights obviously stands for knights, and ready is for rooks, as in to protect. We have a whole line of pawns in front, and of course because our king is special, he gets to stand right beside the queen, behind a big old row of pawns. Now I'm going to set up the board for black, and I'll be back in one moment. Alrighty, now that we have our chessboard set up, you're ready to play a game of chess. But just remember, white always moves first. And also, now that we have our board set up, let's talk about some common mistakes to avoid. Very common for people to put a black square. Let's say they rotated the board 90 degrees and H1 is actually a black square. Now it's going to mess up orientation a bit, because if H1 is black, G1 is white, F1 is black, E1 is white, and then D1 is black, and now the queen's not getting her own color, and the queen likes to be very picky and she gets what she wants. A few other mistakes to avoid is swapping your king and the queen. If you come over here and you put the queen and king on the wrong squares, well, now the queens aren't facing each other, they're not ready for battle, and the king is just not where he likes to be, and he moves slow anyway, so we want to make sure he's where he needs to be so we can do everything properly. Alrighty, now that we've gone over common mistakes, the pieces, where they go, here is an example guide for you to come back to on what your board should look like when it's completely set up, with it being labeled. We've got our 8 pawns up front for white, the rooks on the corners, knights beside the rooks, bishops beside the queen and king, but also beside the knights. Finally, the king and queen in the center, with the queen getting her own square. Now that you know how to set up the chessboard the right way, there should be no more mistakes from you going forward. If this video helped, check out some more chess strategies, tactics, and openings at thechesswebsite.com. Let us know in the comments, did you already know how to set up the board? Did you catch yourself making one of these mistakes? Did this video help you at all? Or even what videos would you like to see in the future? Anyways, I'm Sweet Tea Jordan from thechesswebsite.com. I will talk to you all later. Thanks for watching, and happy playing.